Hi, welcome to Undead Yarn. This is episode 56, or no, 57. And my name is Heidi, and you can find me on Ravelry as Nitty Girl, and Nitty Girl 1 with the number 1 on YouTube and Instagram and Periscope and Twitter. How are you guys doing? It's been, just been a couple of weeks, just normal like usual. And I should be recording another episode in 2 weeks after this. And that'll probably be my last one for this year. Anyway, it's funny, I wrote my notes out a few days ago, and the two things that were works in progress are now actually finished objects. So I'm going to start with my works in progress. I am making, finally, it's been a while, my husband bought, he picked the first yarn from this kit, which is from Knitting Rose at SSK 2 years ago. And then he picked this yarn from Brazen Stitchery in January, when we were at Yellow Rose Fiber Festival. This is called the colorway I Am Groot, and this is Cherry Cordial. This is in her Bison. It's not budding socks. Let's see, what's this one? It's supposed to be a DK, but it feels like a fingering. This is Budding Skies yarn, and it's 50% Bison and 50% superwash wool. This one. And I'm putting these together in the pattern that he bought. That's actually, it's funny, he picked out the yarns and he picked out this pattern. I didn't print out the picture of the pattern. It's the Diamond Goes Around mittens from Alicia Goes Around, and a lot of people have been knitting those. I think even the Yarn Harlot had knit them on her, I think it was the mittens she knit. Anyway, I started it, and I think I figured it out. There's a funky little stitch. You can see I've only just started the little diamond part. That's as far as I am. And I'm knitting these on nice size 7 needles. And I really think, I know this one's a fingering, and I didn't think this one it would matter so much because this is just for the diamond part. Yeah, that's a good representation. But this one is supposed to be a DK, and the pattern calls for DK, but it really looks like a fingering to me. These two look very similar. So I hope it doesn't end up being too open. I actually can see through it when I hold it up. So we'll see. And this bag is, I bought this bag also from Knitting Rose. You can see it has her name on it, but it's an Erin Lane bag. And so that's what I am working on now. These are for my husband for Christmas, and he's been asking me for them for a long time, so hopefully I will finish them by Christmas. I do have 2 finished objects. No spinning this week, but I do have 2 finished objects. The first one is in Undead Yarn. I wore these, so I've got stuff on them. I haven't washed them yet, though, because I wanted to show them today on the podcast. These are my socks in the Snow Miser colorway, and you can see they have sparkle in them. I really like them. I really like the way they came out. I'm playing with the lighting a little bit today. I'm trying not to have it wash things out so much. The colors look really good on the screen. Look at that. I love them. I really like the sparkle yarn, and I really like the blue and the blues and the white together. I just love this combination. So these are done, and I wore them already. I went to a new knitting group on Saturday. And I wore them. Nobody saw them because they were in my shoes and everything, but I knew I had them on. It made me happy. And there's another thing that I finished, and this, I don't think I even got to show it last time because I had started it, I had talked about starting a new shawl, and I actually started it and finished it since Thanksgiving. I don't know if I showed this last time. Maybe I did. I can't remember. I'd have to go back and look at the episode. But this is the Quay Shawlette, and it's by Sarah's Texture Crafts, the pattern. And this is my merino silk single, and it's in the pixie colorway. I don't know if you can see, but it's mostly pink. It's mostly pink, but it has little spots of purple. Little spots of purple in it. You can kind of tell. It's really hard to see though on the camera. But I love this yarn too. It's very stretchy. I really like singles. It's a perfect yarn for a shawl because it's got some silk in it, so it's very drapey. I didn't block the shawl yet, but this one probably won't. It may not change too much because most of it's garter stitch, but I am going to block it and see, try to shape it a little bit better. But I really like this, and I like the way the yarn is. I think I might wear this as a scarf under my jacket, under my black jacket, because I also have some bright pink mittens. I think they'll go good together. Am I showing the right side? Yeah, the wrong side's on this side. So this knit up really fast, and I think this would look, and I've seen it in variegated, it looks good in a variegated yarn, it looks good in a little bit in stripes or gradients. This, I would knit this shawl again because it's a fast knit and it's easy. So I'm very happy with the outcome of this one. And then that's all for things I'm working on right now. I'm trying to stick to the mittens because I want to get them done in time for Christmas. I did want to mention that I talked about how we went to the market days in Bernie, and I did want to mention that I forgot to say that I had also bought some soap, and I really am loving this soap. It's a goat milk soap, and it's made in the Texas Hill Country, and it's by newlovegoatmilkproducts.com, and they were very reasonably priced. I'm going to look, let's see, I'm going to look on their website, I think, because I was planning to go to a Christmas stroll, and I didn't make it because I thought it was going to be Saturday and Sunday, and it was Friday and Saturday. And Saturday I went to knitting, and then I rushed back here to get my hair cut, so I missed it. Anyway, I wanted to mention that, and I also wanted to mention that, let me put my basket up here for a little bit. I got this t-shirt I talked about last week. I got a t-shirt, and it's called Love Autism. The t-shirt came with the book that I bought, and the book is, oh, it's not on here. I thought there was a website, but it's not a website. It's actually, they use a hashtag. You are going to love Fiona. You are going to love Fiona. And the book is about Fiona, and Fiona drew this picture. And they put it on a t-shirt. They had t-shirts, and I mentioned how they also had a book that went along with it. I have stuff everywhere around here. I'm glad you can't see it. It's a crazy podcast mess, but anyway. So this is the t-shirt that I picked up. They gave me a deal with the book and the t-shirt together. And then after that, not after that, last week, or 2 weeks ago, I went to Boston for Thanksgiving. That was a lot of fun. Saw a lot of family, as my husband's side of the family, but we saw a lot of family that we don't see often, so it was really nice. And I got to sit and knit with my niece. I think I mentioned to you guys, it was either last year or the year before, that she had taken up knitting, and she wanted to do different things. She had all these ideas, so I showed her how to knit in the round, and I think she really enjoyed that. She ended up making a little cowl, and I have a picture of that on Instagram right after she finished it. She was surprised at how fast she finished it because it was with bulky yarn. Being unhealthy, drinking Diet Coke today with lime. I love Diet Coke. Oh, the kits that... I'm just totally all over the place today. Sorry, guys. The kits that I showed you from Silver Shed Studio, I think there's still a few left in her shop if you're interested. It comes with a little caterpillar bag, a skein of Undead yarn, zombified, and a pattern from from Talia of Pinhook and Needles podcast, Franciscan Gypsy Designs, for Cyrano the Bookworm. So those are still available in her shop. If you go, it's Silver Shed USA on Etsy. And I also wanted to show you a new colorway that I did not bring over, that I put up in the shop. We went to see this movie, and it wasn't that great, but it was a good concept. They could have made that movie better. We went to see the movie Krampus, and I made a Krampus colorway. So let me go and grab that real quick. I figured, since I was grabbing that Christmas colorway, this is what it looks like in the ball. It's got gray and brown and red, and I decided to go with these colors after looking at numerous pictures of Krampus. These were pretty much the overall colors that most of them had. And the red was usually from the tongue, his forked tongue. Ugh. Anyway, we saw the movie. It was okay. It's kind of predictable, and I don't know, it could have been funnier, and it could have been like black humor. It was kind of, and it could have been more scary. It wasn't really scary. Anyway, I thought I'd bring over the other colors, my other Christmas colorways, since I'm only going to have them available until December 15th. Here's another one. This is the Snow Miser colorway, and that's what I knitted these socks out of, and it has the sparkle in it. And then this is my Naughty colorway. Let me see if I put it up close. Yeah, well, you can see it a little bit better up close. It's a dark red with white and black, and it kind of stripes. If you knit it into socks, it makes little skinny stripes. So those are the 3 Christmas colorways that are up in the shop right now. And I do have a lot of enabling. I was bad on Black Friday. Actually, it's not all here yet. I was in Boston, and we decided to go ahead and do Black Friday. We didn't get up really early like we normally do. We just went at, I think it was at 9, and I only ended up getting a couple of things from Old Navy. They had a good sale, and so I got 3 sweaters there. Everything was half price. But most of my shopping I did online. Actually, there's 2 things I bought from Drinks Yarn before the holiday, because she had given a coupon code to those of us who knit socks with her yarn. And so I got Gold Saucer, which is, I think, yeah, it's a sport weight, and this is superwash merino, 100% superwash merino. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one because it's 274 yards. Ooh, I wonder if, yeah, it's not the other sport weight base that she has. This one is just superwash. And then I also bought this Eternal Sonata. And I believe this is an overdyed one. If you look at it up close, you can see there's a lot of bright colors kind of popping out of it. And I believe she overdyed this one with black. And this one is on her strong sock, and it's fingering, and it's 400 yards. So these I bought before Thanksgiving. I just didn't show them because I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm like buying everything, and I don't need to be, because if y'all ever saw my stash, be like, why do you ever need to buy anything ever? You don't. I don't know. Buying yarn makes me happy, I guess. And I bought something from No Makers. I haven't bought from her before. I'm not going to undo this because it's just going to be too noisy. But I bought one of her Christmas colorways because I thought it looked really cool. And it also is 460 yards. It's a different base from what I used. I believe this is the sock yarn. Yeah, it's 75% merino and 25% nylon. And this is called Under the Tree. Yeah, that's a pretty good representation of it. It's blues and yellow and like a burgundy and a green. It's a nice mixture. It can make you kind of think of Christmas, but it's not your traditional red, and it's got some white spots too. It's not your traditional red and green, and that's not really my favorite combination of colors. And then the Loopy U had wool mize, and I've been eyeing wool mize. Now I've got 3 skeins of wool mize. It's time for me to knit with something. Don't you guys think I need to knit with one of them instead of like hoarding them and petting them? I love this. And it's looking pink, but it doesn't, well, it does have some pink in it. But it's orange and yellow and hot pink and red, and it's just gorgeous. This is her, you know, I don't know if that's a name since it's in German, but I think it's called Middle. And I think Allegria, I don't know if that's the color or the name of the sock yarn, but look at it, just neon loveliness. I love it. It's beautiful. And she has generous yardage in her skeins. This one, this is 383 yards. I must not have bought this sock yarn, because the other sock yarn I have has 500 something yards. This says 383. And it's looks like a very tight fingering weight. It's not what I expected. Did I buy the wrong thing? Because I do think it looks fingering to me. Maybe it's a different base. It's not what I thought it was. I thought I was getting the other one, but it doesn't matter. It's still gorgeous and plenty of yards to make something lovely. And then I bought from another person that I've been eyeing, but I've never bought from before. And this one I got because it's a base I don't carry. This one is silk, 50% silk and 50% superwash merino. And I do have a silk merino base, but I don't have a sock yarn. And this has 435 yards, and the color is called Vineyard Dusk, and it's by Julie Spins. And I think, let's see, I'm going to try to take this one out because the colors, a lot of people like these colors. I'm sorry about the crinkling, guys. Got crinkling today. This is by Julie Spins. And look at the colors. Isn't that beautiful? It's gray and purple. Grays and purples. And it's just luscious. It's lovely. Very, very beautiful. It really is just gray and purple, but the purples are kind of a little bit different throughout it. I just think this is going to make an amazing shawl. And it's really squishy. And it's kind of a bigger, well, it's not as tightly wound. The twist is not as tight as it is on the wool mize. The wool mize is really tight. Okay, bear with me. I'm going to get all these crinkles out of the way because it's time for me to talk about some of the prize winners. I'll do a few of the prizes. No, I'll just go ahead and do them now. Oh, and this I bought a while ago. I might as well show you guys this. This is called Mickmer Yarns, and it's somebody local that I know. And she is doing gradients. This gradient is called Prominence, and it's sparkly. And it's reds. And it's funny, I guess I'm in a red mood. I've noticed a lot of what I bought another red gradient too. I don't normally do that. Oh, I'm not normally a person who knits with a lot of thread, but I really do like it. I'm going to go ahead and do some of the prizes for the horror along because that finished, and there were lots of really neat projects. You guys should go and look. Some of them are funny, and some of them are just, I love the way that they justified it being a horror along. I think somebody said that their sweater was a horror to knit because they had to keep ripping back. But anyway, let me get where's my little booklet? Here it is. Okay. First of all, I forgot to mention that after I recorded last week, I realized I had all these coupon codes that are supposed to expire by the end of the year. So the people I wrote on Instagram, and I also wrote in the Ravelry group, that if you made a comment on the episode this week, you would be up for a drawing for a pattern by Shannon Sanchez, who is the one who did that Supernatural knit-along shawl. And she has a lot of really neat patterns. She has tank tops, she has shawls, she has, what else did I see? Oh, there's a vest, and some of it's knit and some of it's crochet. So whichever craft you do, you should be able to find a pattern for. And I drew 2 names, and one person who won a pattern is Christy Rose, and another person who won a pattern is Bookish Stitcher. So Christy Rose and Bookish Stitcher, contact me and let me know that you heard on the podcast that you have won a pattern by Shannon Sanchez, and I will send you one of the coupon codes that she gave me. I'm going to go ahead and start doing the horror along. I still have reading and what I'm watching to talk about. No, I'll go ahead and do those now. I'll do those now. First, it won't take too long to do those. For the reading, I finished reading Sphere by Michael Crichton with my husband. We were listening to that in the car, and it was really good. The ending was not what I expected, and now I'm interested to see the movie. I looked up the movie. It's on Netflix, so be interesting to see. The movie didn't get a lot of stars, though. The book was pretty good, though. And I'm still reading Technomancer, and that's by B.V. Larson, and it is really good. Apparently it's a series, and it's about a man who was in a horrible wreck, and he wakes up in this hospital, and they've been feeding him drugs, and he has the feeling that he should not still be there. I don't know. He figures out a lot of things by intuition. He basically has amnesia and has to go through a lot to figure out who he is and what's happened to him, and he's trying to figure out what's going on in his world, and there's other dimensions that are involved in the story. I don't want to give away too much, but he befriends some people who happen to be a part of his story, and he's trying to figure out who he is, what's happened, and what's going on, and what it has to do with these different worlds. And through the whole thing, somebody is still trying to kill him. He initially woke up in the hospital because somebody tried to kill him, so he still has somebody or something following him and trying to kill him throughout the book. I'm enjoying that. It's really good. And then I'm still reading The Living Blood by Tanner Eve Dew, and that is amazing. That is a really, really well-written and well-thought-out book. And I like books that go into different worlds, and this one does go into different worlds. The woman and her daughter they have this blood that basically lets you live forever, and your blood can heal other people. So in that way, at first I thought it was about vampires, but it's not. It's about these people who were given this blood, and now they're immortal, and they are allowed to go out into society, but in the long run, they want you to be checking in with the group. And so the part of the story I'm at now is where they're with the group, and the people are very menacing towards them, and you find out different crazy things while she's at this place where the group is living. And her daughter has all these powers that she doesn't have that are actually pretty scary to her, because she is not only able to read people's minds, but she's able to make them think different things. She's able to make them forget things. She's able to make it rain. She can do all kinds of things that are really scary to the mom. So they go back to the group of people to learn more about themselves. And I'm not going to give away how they got the blood, because the daughter was born like that, but the wife was not. She was human initially. So I'm really enjoying that, and I think because I'm enjoying it so much, I'm going to go back and read the first one after I'm done this one. As far as what I'm watching, I finished season 10 of Supernatural. Now I want to do season 11, but it's hard because I want to see them in order. When I see them disjointed, I kind of tend to forget what happened when. So I don't know. Usually I've been waiting until the next season comes out so I can watch them in order when I have time. And then I'm watching season 3 of Hemlock Grove, and it's still bizarre as ever. It is a really crazy show. All kinds of crazy things happen. It's about a bunch of different supernatural creatures. Some are called Umpir, and Umpirs are vampires, and then there's werewolves. And those are the two that I've seen so far. There's one other, there's another creature involved, but I think he might be a vampire who has gone to a different level. I'm not quite sure. Or if he's a special different creature. He might be a different creature. But, and there's also a daughter who's really unusual, and I'm not sure if she's Umpire or if she is just different. I can't describe it. But there's a lot of things going on with relationships between all the people in the show. And then I'm on season 6 of Gilmore Girls, and I think season 7 of Charmed. And I don't really have too much to say about those right now, except, on Charmed, I'm seeing all these people from different shows popping up. Well, and I think most of them were not popular before they got on Charmed. So, you know how they have guest people, or that are guests. Right now, Jenny McCarthy's on one. The guy who plays Daryl from The Walking Dead was Paige's boyfriend for a little while. I know somebody from Supernatural, I think it was, Castiel from Supernatural was in some of the earlier episodes. So it's really neat because I'm seeing it's like these guest appearances on the show. I guess that's pretty much what I've been watching. I'm going to go ahead and go into the prizes for the Horror Along. Thank you guys for participating. I had a lot of fun seeing all your FOs. There were a couple that were, one was Under Sue Knits had posted, I think I've mentioned this before, she posted like an autopsied Martian. Somebody did a Voodoo You Love Me. There were a few pairs of socks, and just all kinds of neat things that people did, and people put up what they sewed as well, so I enjoyed that. So I'm going to go ahead and start telling you who the winners are, and what you'll need to do is contact me and let me know that you heard you're the winner so I can get your prize to you. And the first winner is Java Jenny, who is from Wisconsin. Hi, Java Jenny. And I have one of her bags over there. And she won the skein of hazelnuts yarn that is dyed by hazelnuts specifically for SSK, and it's that purple colorway. I've shown it to you before. But let me know, Java Jenny, your address, and I will send that out to you. And then the person who won the SSK buttons from Acreworks. Only one of them says SSK on it. Most of them are just, oops, I dropped that one. I'll pick it up after I'm done, I guess. Most of them have the knit stitches on them. And they're made with the 3D printer like the, they're made with the 3D printer just like their bobbins are. And the person who won the SSK buttons is Big D, who is Denise from Missouri. So Big D, let me know that you heard on the podcast that you're the winner, and I will send you these Acre Work buttons. And, oops, I hope that didn't do anything. I hit the mic by mistake. Then the sock ruler. Did I ever bring the sock ruler in here? I'm sorry about all the crinkling. I know people don't like that, but that's going to happen sometimes. This is a sock ruler. And the person who won the sock ruler, this is supposed to help you measure while you're making a sock. I think most people use them when they're making socks for other people. But I don't do toe-up socks, and mostly I just make socks for myself, so I'm probably not going to use this. This person who won the sock ruler is Angie's Hip, and she's won from me before. So Andrea from Ontario, PM me and let me know you heard this, and I'll send you your sock ruler. And do send me your address again, because I know I have it somewhere, but I'd have to look through my whole feed to find it. So send me your address too. And then, oh, this is so fun, guys. I like giving stuff away. Undead yarn, my Undead yarn in that colorway. I thought I was organized. I am not organized. Sorry, guys. I'll put one of these up in the shop. It's a Roadkill colorway. It was supposed to be the Bubble, Toil, and Trouble in the Halloween kits, but it came out with way more blue than it was supposed to. So this will be going to Laurel in Minnesota. And here, and I believe she knit a pair of socks with my yarn for the horror along. So you're getting more yarn. You're getting more Undead yarn. I do have an extra that I will probably put up on the Etsy shop later. And then, oh yes, the patterns. Laura Smoot, the person who won the pattern from Laura Smoot is Jana Nav, who is Jana from Seattle. Or it's Jana Nav, it's Jana N-A-V. Jana from Seattle, let me know that you heard on the podcast that you're a winner, and I will put you in contact with Laura to pick one of her patterns. She has really, really great patterns. I think I told y'all she had gifted me a couple of shawl patterns that I hope to get to in January when we do our shawl along. Oh no, my phone is ringing. Sorry about that, guys. Let's turn that off. Okay, and then also Erica Schmerica, who donated her shawl, one of her shawl patterns to the group. She, Linda from Pennsylvania, won that pattern. So let me know. I think it's called Anna Ruda, and the picture is up in the Horror Along thread. There's a picture of the pattern that she donated. And let me know, and I will put you in touch with her so that you can get the pattern from her. And I wanted to say thank you to all of you who posted in the Undead Yarn FO thread. There were several this month, and that was great. I really liked it. There were, let's see if I can find some of the pictures so I can show you guys. There were, I believe it was all socks, which doesn't surprise me because that's pretty much what I knit. So let me show you, see if I can find some of those pictures to show you guys. It was nice because one of the colorways was one that I have not knit up, so it was kind of nice for me to see the colorway knit up. Okay, so there was one from Angie Ann, and she knit the socks on the top, which are out of my Everyday's Halloween color. And then there was, this is the one, I had knit a sock up, but the sock that I knit, the color was darker in that one, so I didn't know exactly how it was going to knit up in real life. See if you, I don't know if you can see, yes, There, the color looks good. That's the Grimace colorway, and on socks, that's the Grimace Gradient Stripe colorway. And it's got white and yellow, or not white, white and purple and lighter purple stripes. And that was knit up by Christy Rose. And then I love these chevron socks. It's also in my Everyday is Halloween colorway, and that, of course, is the Halloween color, so I guess that's why there's 2 of them. And then Jeanette Bookish Stitcher knit up some socks in my Monster High colorway. It doesn't want to stay there. They're sideways, but you can see them kind of. She knit the same pattern that I did, that simple Skype sock pattern. And so I drew from those 4 people, and I think, yes, Christy Rose won that one too. There you go, Christy. You put stuff in the horror along, and you put stuff in the FO thread, so you also win a pattern, $7 or less pattern of your choice. So you have won a pattern for $7 or less of your choice from Ravelry, and you also won a pattern from Shannon Sanchez. So you won 2 patterns. Yay for you. Well, I guess that's because you commented in the thread. And I'm actually going to go ahead and do the same thing again. If you comment in the thread for this episode this month, before I podcast the next time, I am going to draw for 2 more winners for patterns for Shannon. And I'll probably do that again in for the next well, I don't know. She gave me several patterns, and I may do another draw. You know what I'll do is I will go ahead and put a thread. So there'll be 2 ways you can win. You can win if you comment on this episode, and you can also win if you go to her Ravelry designer page and tell me which pattern you would like from her, and I will give you that'll be another chance to win. And I'll draw for, I think I have 4 more left. I might have more. I'll check and see how many codes I have left, and I will give out a bunch of codes to people so that they can pick her patterns. And I'll let you guys know that in January we're going to be doing a shawl along again like we did last year, and I've got 3 other podcast groups that are going to participate. Andre Sue Knits and Bookish Stitcher and the ladies from Pinhook and Needles are all going to participate in the shawl along. And so I'm actually, one of the shawls I'm going to knit is going to be the Supernatural shawl that Shannon put out for the mystery knit along that she did the last couple of months. And somebody actually knit it and put it in the horror along thread. So if you want to see what it looks like, you can go and look there. But I really, really like it, so I'm going to be knitting that one. And I have a couple other ones in my head that I might do. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. I know I want to do one from Laura Smoot, and I think I want to do one from Willy Wonka too. So I'm going to be doing all shawls in January. So I got to get through those gloves. Anyway, I am so happy things are going well. Things are going well, and I'm so glad that all of you guys are in the group. And I want to encourage you guys to chatter with each other. I really liked in the horror along thread, I noticed a lot of people were commenting on each other's entries, and that's really nice. It's nice to have a little sense of community. Anyway, go ahead and look for the Shannon Sanchez giveaway thread and make a comment on this episode for your chance to win some patterns from her. And winners, contact me, and I will see you guys in a few weeks. And with that, get busy knitting or get busy dyeing.